Can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did she have to fight a dragon?
Nope, she bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Good morning, DJ and PK. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Welcome in on a Tuesday morning. It is draft day. Finally, it's here. Enough of the hype and the yakking. Somebody make a pick already, and then we can find out who's left on the board for the Jazz and who they want to take. And then we can go from there. Summer League's not far away, so that'll be a nice place to start. Draft tonight, we're going to hear from the top picks in the draft, the guys we expect to be drafted top, A.J. Dybantsa, Darryn Peterson, Cam Boozer. Ben Anderson's in New York, spoke with all three of them. They had media availability the day before the draft. You will hear from those three players coming up later in this segment. And yes, there are reports now that Darryn Peterson has indeed met belatedly with the Utah Jazz. So there is that. I've seen a couple of those out there. We'll get to all of that coming up. Looking forward to that. David Locke on the draft and what he thinks and expects. We'll get to that coming up in our next segment. It is time. And we were promised yesterday that Giannis Antetokounmpo would be traded in the 35 hours leading up to the draft, and he was. He goes to Miami for some players because they have to send some salary back, and also some draft picks, 3 first-rounders, pick swap, that kind of stuff. So he's out. Milwaukee's rebuilding. It's going to take a while. Miami, I mean, they got a nice team, but you know, the Knicks just came from out of nowhere. Nobody said, the Knicks were down to Atlanta 2-1 in the first round. Nobody said, oh, the Knicks are going to pull this together and win 15 of the next 16 games and win the championship. Nor did anyone say, how can a favorite like the Knicks be down 2-1 to Atlanta? It's kind of one of those things. So who knows? Maybe Miami could pull something off. It really doesn't look like it on the surface, but you know, we'll see where that goes. I was reading the analysis of those last night, and I thought it was interesting. The team that got the shout-out was the Portland Trailblazers. Of all the winners and losers in the trade, with the Damian Lillard deal, Portland picked up some Milwaukee draft picks here the next few years, and Milwaukee figures to be in rebuild mode, so those picks suddenly look better. And now the odds have been flattened, so what does it mean for those picks really? You know, we don't know until we get there. But Portland's got to find that intriguing. They have got to be intrigued and interested in how that might play out. The timing of the Giannis trade, I think it works for them. You know, the Jazz got picks from Minnesota and Cleveland. Those teams have remained good. And there was a thought that maybe the Giannis deal was blocking the market. Some other trades did happen. Minnesota sent Julius Randle to the Nets. Got some draft picks back, got some cap relief. They want to keep some other players. So, you know, there are moves happening. But Minnesota and Cleveland largely stayed pretty good. So those have not been great opportunities for the Jazz. Now, you know, 27 and 29 are still coming up. We'll see what happens. They've traded the worst of those picks because they don't need to keep stockpiling multiple draft picks every year. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. But Portland picks up maybe a little something there with Giannis getting moved. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, David Locke on the NBA draft. Stay with us. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What is that?
Oh, yeah, it's a World Cup holder.
Like the soccer tournament World Cup?
Holder. For the world. Fits every car, holds every cup.
It has a Carvana logo?
Carvana made it. They buy and sell cars, so they made a car cup holder. So, got any good cups lately?
I used to. Just couldn't figure out where in the world to put them.
The World Cup holder. Brought to you by Carvana. Proud sponsors of the World Cup holder.
Sign up today to win yours at cup-holder2026.com. Not authorized or endorsed by FIFA. Not a real product. For parity and fair use purposes only.
Good morning, DJ and PK. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We have David Locke on the radio every Friday morning. Didn't have him on last Friday, Juneteenth. We were off, so we moved him to Monday, got him on the day before the draft. He joined us yesterday. We'll let you listen to that conversation right now. Here's David Locke with PK and I on The Zone.
David, good morning.
Oh, my gosh. A Monday, starting the week, instead of ending the week, discombobulated. Don't have room for a great open. can't think of things. I'm not ready yet. It's first thing Monday. There's only been 4 shots of espresso instead of 40 by Friday. I can't rise to the occasion of the greatness of DJ and PK on a Monday.
Are you set on who you think you would want? And do you think that the Jazz are still ongoing, still being tossed about?
I am not set. I am assuming the Jazz are set at this point.
Oh, okay.
I waver regularly. I waver on who should be the first pick. I waver on how much I like each guy, how much their weaknesses bother me. I would say that's actually probably what changes the most for me personally day to day is like a weakness, and then you start worrying about it. And so I don't. The idea that Cameron Boozer should be the number 1 pick of the draft, which is like every analytics department viewpoint, and I get closer to that every day, frankly. Let me ask you guys the question: who helps you win more? This is my podcast today. Who helps you win more?
What's your definition of timeline for win?
I mean, win more basketball games.
But today,
you win
in 26, 27, or 30, 31? Because I think that could be 2 different answers.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair. But let's see if we can cumulatively answer that question, like over the stretch of the next 5 to 6 years, which player wins more basketball games?
Oh, that's a different question than which guy has a team in the NBA Finals by the time he's 25, 26, 27. Which one of these guys is most likely to be the best player in an NBA Finals team in 6, 7, 8 years?
Okay, so that's an interesting. Like we're dancing on 2 different levels here.
Yep.
You're dancing in like the upper 1% of possibilities.
Mm-hmm. I am.
Right?
On purpose.
Yeah, and I'm dancing on more of like, I got to play 82 games for the next 6 years with this guy. And who's going to give me 5 extra wins every year because of the way he plays, which gets me in the and so
if I were drafting,
those are 2 very different.
I know,
those are 2 very different questions.
But if I'm drafting 10th, if I'm drafting 10th or 15th, I'm doing what you are. But I'm drafting 2nd, and this is a rare chance to take a big swing. So I'm thinking different than I'm drafting 10 or 15. I'm thinking the way you are. But I'm drafting 2, so I'm thinking different.
Well, I actually think Cameron's the biggest. Cameron might be my answer to both these questions. I think the biggest upside is Cameron Boozer becomes a ball handling point forward initiator of the offense. I don't know that he's good enough to do this. But you're taking a swing. I'm not sure his handle's really that good, and I'm not sure he really can get low enough to do this. Because if you have a high dribble, it's hard to do. But that's his big swing, is that he's Cade Cunningham at 6'10", and he's your point guard, and he's initiating half of his possessions on the floor every night. And the other half, he's setting the pick and rolling to the mid post, and he's making a play off the free throw line on a mid roll. And then another set of possessions, he's pinning a point guard down in the post, and he's just a force. He's just an incredible force. AJ's is that he shoots the 3. That AJ can shoot 37, 38% from 3 with his ability to pull up in the mid-range, and he's an unstoppable offensive player. Those 2 have the biggest upside. I don't think Peterson's upside is as high as these other guys. Caleb Wilson's upside's really interesting too, frankly. Sometimes I do all this stuff and I circle back to Caleb Wilson, but if it all comes back together, then but he's a when and an if a little bit more. But if his when and if happens, it's pretty beautiful. So maybe it's, maybe Boozer's answer to both these questions. I think Boozer might help you win more games. Like, Boozer might just win you more games, just the way he plays. He might be the better player for 44 minutes, and he's not the best player for the final 4 minutes. But the 44 minutes might matter more. Well, by definition, they do, actually.
Yeah, you use the word might there 4 times, so that causes some level of concern. The thing that I find fascinating in this is that here we are on the precipice of this draft, and there is not a consensus number 1. And it seems to me like last year and then a couple years back with Wembanyama and Flag, there was a consensus number 1. And I'm wondering, are these players really all that cracked up that they're to be or supposed to be or will be? Because if they were, somebody would be a consensus number one. We can't have three superstars right at the top of the draft. I mean, you're big on history and what analytics say. Well, I don't know that that's happened. And so that causes me a little concern that there is, at this point, not necessarily, at least publicly, a consensus, not necessarily unanimous, because consensus and unanimous are two different things, but there's not an obvious number one pick. Like last year, Cooper Flagg, the Michigan coach is going to leave to go coach the Dallas Mavericks because Cooper Flagg is there. And so I'm wondering if that is a little bit of a concern that someone has not separated, or maybe this is the one-time fluke where there's going to be 3 great stars or 4 great stars. You put in Wilson there.
I think that's fair. And I don't know which it is, but you're right. So the only draft ever that's had 2 MVPs in the top 4 is the Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook draft. There's actually almost never been a draft. There's been one draft, I think, ever where the top 4 picks, there's an MVP, a top 20, a top 50, and a starter. Every other draft in the history of the league, basically, one of the top 4 players doesn't pan out. And more often than not, you have like a top 20, a top 50, and a starter. So maybe this is a little better that we get it. You do get an MVP candidate. Like, that's where they come from. Like, the MVP candidates, Kate Cunningham was an MVP candidate this year a little bit, right?
Sure.
Jaylen Brown was an MVP candidate this year. He's top 3 pick. Like, those are, they weren't MVPs, but they were. That's their caliber, and those are top 3 picks. They get that. So you're right. And I think there is a little bit. Like, I have some. My worst case, like my concern on all 3 is really real. Like, let me just ask you guys, you've watched it more than I have. Is A.J. Dybantsa going to shoot better than 35 or 36% from 3 in the NBA?
I'd say no.
Okay, then he's a real problem. He's not actually just not as good as we want. He's actually an anchor to your offense. You cannot find an efficient offensive player who's going to use 15 or more, you cannot find an offensive player in the NBA who uses 15 or more possessions, who shoots below 35% from 3, who's offensively efficient. It doesn't happen. You can't do it. I don't care how many free throws you shoot. If he can't shoot 35% from 3, he's my 4th pick of the top 4. If you're really comfortable with that. Then he is, they're 20-point a game scorers, but they're anchors to their offense. So that's to your point that someone hasn't separated. Like if we knew AJ was going to shoot 35 or 36% from 3, he would have separated. And the odds wouldn't be heading back the other direction, right? He was minus 500 as the number 1 pick. He's now minus 425. I'm going to guess he's below minus 400 by the end of today.
Yeah, I get your point.
Do you think Peterson is only working out for one team because he knows Washington is going to take him, or is he only working out for one team because he's trying to send a message to Washington, obviously I'm the number 1 pick and you should take me?
I think it's the second. So first of all, like AJ, everyone's shocked by not everyone's shocked, but AJ did an interview with, I think, Quentin Richardson or someone like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't go work out for these teams. I just go visit the cities. Like it wasn't like Darryn Peterson was going to go get on the floor and do a bunch of work when he came to Utah. So I don't know what the point, if they've already met with Darryn in Chicago, and the point would be to show him the city and make him think that the city's okay. Well, if he doesn't think the city's okay, you're still drafting him. So I'm not sure it really matters, right?
Right.
And from his agent standpoint, I'm not entirely sure what they gain by him coming to visit. Right? I don't think if I was Darryn Peterson's agent, I wouldn't have visited Utah either. It just looks like I'm accepting that I could be the number 2 pick. I don't gain anything from the visit. They're not going to not take me or take me. I'm not giving them more medicals. The league now has rules on what you have to do at the combine. I did that. I'm not going to do more. So I actually don't know what the value of coming to visit Utah is. So I just think it's like it's a good headline. It carried a bunch of clicks for a while. But I think and I get it. I'm not criticizing anyone for making it a headline, and we all talked about it. But it's not. And if it's L.A., he probably comes and visits because then he gets 3 days in L.A. I don't know. But it's it's just a non-impactful issue. Because it wasn't like he was getting on the floor and doing like a draft workout when, Donovan did his draft workout with 5 other guys and he torched them all. And you knew Donovan was special. Like, if he was doing anything, it was going to be against a chair. But he wasn't going to do that. And they weren't going to get to see anything that really gave them an understanding of who he was as a player.
Then if he's available, the Jazz would have no problem drafting him if they think he's the best player available.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Right. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And so his visit doesn't really matter at all.
I don't think so.
And it doesn't matter for either side, actually.
Right.
I don't think the Jazz are bothered that he didn't visit. And if I was Darryn Peterson's agent, I wouldn't have visited.
If I'm Adam Silver, I'm glad he didn't visit because that made news. It made clicks. People were talking about the NBA.
Right. And it adds drama to the hour before the show this
Precisely.
week.
And it's going to bring in more viewers.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't going to watch the draft.
Crazy,
now I'm going to watch it.
We don't really know we have this high-quality players. We don't really know who's the number 1 pick. We don't really know who the number 2 pick is either. Like, we kind of had this a little bit in the Paulo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith draft, but I don't know that but they aren't as good of players. Or at least they weren't projected to be as good of players.
Right.
And there is this little wild card that, like, if the Jazz drafted Caleb Wilson second, it's a stunner, but it's not out of the realm of possibility at all.
I think it is.
I mean, go back to our first question that you guys when I asked who helps you win more, you asked when. You can make a real argument that he's the best player in 4 years.
I think why we're doing that is because he had the furthest to come. Is that these kids started getting hyped at 15 and 16. By 17, it's like their draft position is almost cemented. Are they going to go top 5 or not? And Wilson had longer to go, and he wasn't there when he was 16, so he becomes more intriguing. He's more of a mystery, and because of that mystery, that leads to the intrigue. Well, maybe, and he's 6'10", and he's athletic, blah, 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 blah. Whereas if we just flipped him, and it was Dybantsa who had longer to go, we'd be saying the same things about Dybantsa.
Right. But that might be why you draft him.
Maybe so.
Here's the biggest thing I would say. We're doing 90% of our conversation on their college year, and I would say it's probably 30% of the evaluation.
Oh, I agree. We were talking about this earlier, DJ and I, where I said the Darryn Peterson thing is he came in as the number 1 pick before the season, and so everybody and their dog that has his ear is telling him, you need to sit, you need to protect the investment. Whereas if he was Acuff or the kid from Houston or whatever, he's out on the floor. But no, he can't afford to drop in the stats. Too much money at stake, and he's making too much money. Jay Drew had a story in the Deseret News yesterday about Ace Dybantsa's father, the spiel on Father's Day, and he quit his job when the kid was 16 years old because he's making money. It's all about investment and stuff. It's not about playing in the 35 games into college. Who gives a crap about that?
Right. So we're evaluating all these college. I'm doing it too. The fact of the matter is that the Jazz have watched these guys for 4 years. And they're, and that's those are the games. All this matters as much as everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the dad aspect of all this stuff is a little crazy, right? Like, I mean, it's clear that like everyone's invested, and I get it. Like, it's a lot of money, and if I was a dad, I guess I would be too. Sure. But it is like, you do wonder, like we've seen the parents destroy, I saw Robert Swift, and that was very well publicly. And there was another player I saw who was not as public. So I'm not going to throw his parents under the bus right now, but like his dad was a real problem. Like his dad literally sat front row across from the team and then literally had a meeting with his player after his son, after every home game about what he thought was right and wrong. It's super problematic. Like the idea that we think that Darryn Peterson's dad or AJ Dybantsa's dad is not going to be heavily involved in their kid in every way, considering how heavily they've been all involved at this point. Well, I don't know what that impact is.
All right, before we go, do you have any final pronouncements, anything you want to say and get on the record so you can say I was right, I knew it, or there's just too much doubt out there and we'll just find out when they make the pick?
My 3 takeaways sitting here at this moment. If you want the big swing, I think it's Boozer. I think he is the one who has you talk about the big swing, I get the big swing, I think it's Boozer. I think Peterson has the smallest differential between his ceiling and his floor. And AJ's shooting is not an additive, it's a necessity.
We'll leave it right there, David. We appreciate it as always. Even on a Monday, if you've only had four espressos instead of 40, we'll still take it.
All right. Talk to you Friday, hopefully. Then my life will be complete.
Exactly. Thank you, David.
See you.
All right, there's David Locke, radio voice of the Utah Jazz. Reminder, don't miss your chance to win big every week on the KSL Sports Zone. This week, you can win a pair of tickets to see Leonard Skinner at the Utah State Fair on September 16th. Tickets include fair admission, so get yours now at utahstatefair.com or listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day Wednesday for your chance to win. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the guys who are expected to be the top 3 picks in the NBA draft. Cam Boozer, Darryn Peterson, AJ Dybantsa. Coming up next, stay with us.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Good morning, DJ and PK. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. The NBA draft coming up tonight. We will have full-blown draft coverage starting with Ben Anderson from New York, 2 o'clock this afternoon with Jake. They'll be on from 2 to 4. Then Ben will break away because he's got to move around New York, get to the draft. PK and I will step in and join Jake from 4 to 6. And then Scotty G and the coach Tim Lacombe at 6 o'clock, getting ready for the draft and going through the draft as the picks start happening a little after 6 o'clock. So that's the schedule coming up today. Now, Ben was there yesterday, and there's media availability. Here, listen in, Cam Boozer with the media. Ben Anderson in New York. Here's Cam Boozer, the Duke star, son of Carlos Boozer. And I think he's just about done talking about his dad. Here's Cam Boozer.
About your dad, but just to know what he accomplished in his career, and to have this be in the moment, really the start of your official professional career. What are your emotions like, knowing to be able to follow in his footsteps and what the legacy he built that you can carry on?
I'm just excited to, write my own story. For me, it's not really about carrying on his legacy, it's about starting mine. Tomorrow is obviously the first step of that journey, so hopefully it's many, many more years after that. So it's going to be a lot of fun for sure.
What were your impressions of Vegas? And I know they're notorious for having difficult workouts.
It was good. I went, saw the city. I think it's a very well-run organization. They got a lot of smart people in their front office, and they got a great head coach. So it was a good experience for sure.
Cam, what's it going to be like playing for the first time in your life without your brother on your team next year?
It's definitely going to be different. Obviously, we played our whole life together, won a lot of games together, and for us not to do it together next year is going to be different. Probably a little sad, but I think it's a great opportunity.
Hi Cam, I'm from Sina, China. So your father has a lot of fans in China. So what is the biggest piece of advice given to you before the draft night?
Just to be where my feet are, enjoy the moment. It goes by quickly, so that's probably the biggest piece of advice.
Okay, so do you have a message for the basketball fans from China?
We just appreciate the support. My dad played out there. The fans are crazy. A lot of guys go over there, have a lot of fun. Even have second careers out there. So we appreciate you guys watching, and yeah.
Thank you. And besides your father, is there NBA players you are always look up to?
There's been a lot, but I don't think I can point to one guy specifically.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
There have been so many good players who have played in the NBA, currently in the NBA. Is this somebody who has given you advice?
From Duke, you're saying? I haven't really reached out to so many guys about advice. I think for me, I've been very lucky to be around for so long that I had a lot of great advice before I even got to Duke. But obviously Tatum's our CBO. He was around a couple of times, and Obviously Duke's a great experience, and for me to be able to join a list of guys who are from Duke and NBA is going to be a great tomorrow for sure.
Growing up around the NBA, were there guys that outside of your dad that you got to spend time around that you learned from?
I mean, there's a couple guys. I think D Rose is one who was around. But my dad and Nate Robinson are really close too. I was around him a lot, so there's been a couple of guys.
The most rewarding part of the process from the end of the draft combine to now?
The most rewarding I think just enjoying where I am right now. I worked my whole life to be here. I've been working hard since obviously that point to now, but I think just really kind of soaking it in, that is what I've worked my whole life for.
At your workouts, what were you trying to show off to teams, just in your conversations with them?
I was just trying to be myself in my conversation with them, show them who I am, a high character guy. That's really it, honestly.
What did they want to know about you?
I mean, a lot of it was the same thing, just getting to know me as a person. So,
Sam, if you could have one song playing when you get drafted, what song would you have queued up?
I don't know, maybe one of the new Drake songs.
Oh, Janice.
I like Janice for sure, yeah.
Who else will we find on your pregame playlist?
I mean, whatever the team's playing, really. I'm not really on aux, honestly. I just listen to whatever the guys are playing. For me, music's not something that really gets me going, honestly. So, thank you.
What age were you when you realized that going in the NBA draft was a possibility for you?
Probably in 8th grade, I would say. So, it was 13, 14, something like that. Probably 8th grade.
And how old were you when you decided to hope for and want it?
6th grade.
So Duke's a pretty good school, and your dad went there. Are you going to be going there during the summer, trying to finish off the degree?
Not this summer.
Not this, but
yeah, I mean, down the road, I'll probably go back and try to finish it out for sure.
Anything you want to study there?
Business.
That's good. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Always good to know business.
Yep.
Were you able to talk to an agent? Did your dad help you with that? Go over, when it comes to investing, tax policies, and things like that?
Yeah, I'm in a good group for sure. Yeah, thank you.
You expect to be available for Summer League?
Why wouldn't I be?
Just to make sure some guys don't end up playing.
Yeah.
What do you hope to be able to show in Summer League?
I just want to keep doing what I've been doing, my versatility, my winning. I think that's my biggest skill, so just being the player I've been to this point.
Fashion has become a big part of the NBA draft. How would you describe it?
What did you say was a big part?
Fashion has become a big part of the NBA draft.
I think I just got a plain, clean style. I don't think I'm very flashy, so just a plain style.
You have the look pick for tomorrow?
Of course.
Can you give us a sneak preview of what you're wearing?
No, sir.
Do you think the hours leave? You first.
What's up, bro?
I got a question. You are one of the strongest 19-year-olds I've seen in my life play the game of basketball. Do you actually like lifting weights, or you just do it to because it helps you?
Well, I'm 18, but I would say I don't mind lifting. I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing, but I definitely don't mind it. Yes, sir.
Understanding that, your dad being in the league, what is the best piece of advice he's giving you during this draft process?
I'll just be where my feet are, enjoy the moment. It goes by quickly, so, just soak it all in. Yes, sir. Almost my Duke brother.
Do you think you'll be able to get sleep tonight, or that the heart will be racing heading into before you get on that stage, whenever 10 minutes before the draft starts?
I think I'm gonna sleep great tonight, honestly. Tomorrow I'm gonna get drafted. I don't know where it's gonna be, but just knowing that's gonna happen I think I'm gonna sleep great for sure. What he did this year in the league, I think if he was at Duke would have been special for sure. But obviously, I think he made the right choice, being picked as high as he was in the year he had. So.
Do you have a relationship with him? Like, you could end up being teammates again?
I mean, we talked briefly during his process of committing to Duke, you know, so we talked briefly, so.
When he says, or when anyone says you're a 30-year-old in an 18-year-old's body, how much of it he intends as a compliment? How do you take it, and how do you get that way?
I mean, I do appreciate it. I think shows I'm mature. You know, I think it's something that you kind of just grow up having to be when you've been around for so long and the media's in your face from such a young age. But I mean, I don't mind that at all. You know, so.
How much time did you spend in Salt Lake City as a young person? Any?
I lived there for a year, but I mean, I was so young that I don't remember. I think my dad stopped playing there 2009, and I was born in 07, so.
He's always had nice things to say about Utah. Have you guys visited back at all?
I mean, I visited during this process.
Yeah. How was that?
It was good.
Yeah. How long were you there?
Like a day and a half.
Yeah. What did you guys do? Did you go to the practice facility at all, or how does the workout work?
I mean, you kind of just see the city, talk with the coaches, things like that.
All right, there is Duke star Cam Boozer. Now here is BYU star AJ Dybantsa.
Yeah, there's definitely competition. I mean, you've seen what they did. I think Cam went to Sweet 16. DP, I think he went to Sweet 16. I mean, great players, average around the same amount of points, if not more assists, if not more rebounds. I think Cam has more rebounds. I mean, there's definitely competition, but I mean, I'm always better myself.
Are you looking forward to kind of following people across this best draft in a long time? Are you excited to see how all three of you guys do?
Yeah, I mean, not just all three of us. I mean, I think there's some hidden gems, far down the road. But I think, like, when we see ourselves in 15 years, I think a lot of us will still be in the league, and I think it'll be one of the best draft classes.
Thank you. Given all your ties to the state of Utah, a lot of speculation that that's where you would prefer to be drafted. Do you enter this with any preference as to what team you go to, other than preference?
AJ, if you could steal a skill from somebody else in this draft class, what skill would that be?
Does a Daymara's height count?
I guess height can be a skill, okay.
Yeah.
And if there was a one-on-one competition with everybody in the class, other than yourself, because a lot of people have been saying you, who do you think would win?
Probably Darryn Peterson.
What do you like about his kind of one-on-one game?
Super skilled. He's probably one of the higher isolation bucket scorers in college basketball last season. How did I compare my player? Oh, damn. I wasn't really playing 2K, but I was kind of like one of those like 7-foot dummy guys that would have all the dribble moves, which isn't me. So, I mean, I was just creating something that like totally broke the game.
AJ, you have a lot of fans in China, so do you have a message for them?
Yes, I'm coming in a month, so I'll see you out there. Ni hao.
Thank you.
Your schedule's already been super packed as it is leading up, and then you go to China in a month. Like, what is it? Can you describe for us what it's been like from, I don't know, it's a long time, but March to like now? It's kind of a whirlwind.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot. It's been a whirlwind for sure. That's probably the word to use, but kind of got to do what you got to do. I mean, they said this pre-draft process would be long, and I didn't believe it until I actually started. I felt like the season blew by, and this process has been super long, but I mean, it's been great. Obviously, getting to go to the finals and getting to do a whole bunch of stuff. I went to Paris.
I was about to say, can you count the number of cities you've been to on two hands or one?
No, it's definitely two. I mean, it was LA, Cribs, I was in Boston, I was in Paris, I was in Budapest, I was in Nantes, France, I'm going to China, I'm going to so many more places. And I've been in New York.
Home?
Yeah, I went home.
Yep.
For a little bit.
Yep. Oh, and did you know Buka in New Change? Did you have any kind of sort of connection to Buka and Corey at all? He was in New Hampshire.
Yes. I used to play against Ibuka. I don't know if I actually played against him, but he used to play for the Rivals. And when I was in Mass, and he went to Brewster, so I played against him at Brewster. And I did win that game, so you can ask him about it.
AJ, what are you going to remember most about your time in Provo?
What am I going to remember most? People trying to get me to try swig.
Did you try it?
Nah.
No.
Nah, not gonna lie.
If you end up in Utah, they're gonna make you try it again.
Nah, I don't drink soda, so it's quiet.
What do you remember about the Delta Center?
Delta Center, it was lit. I mean, every time I went, like, they showed up, they showed out. Mascot was super funny. He always came up to me every single game.
What'd you learn from playing with Kevin Young?
that attention to details is super important, especially when you get to the league. You can get away with a lot of stuff in high school than college, but in the league, you're not going to get away with those type of things.
Did he say anything specific about your game that he thinks you need to play tighter in the NBA to work?
I'm just sharpening up my overall game. That's defense, that's offense, that's rebounding, just sharpening it up.
AJ, yesterday was Father's Day. I know your dad's a big part of your career.
Yeah.
What's that moment going to be with him tomorrow?
That'll be fun. I told him he can get the last hug since it's close to Father's Day, so I'm a rapper and give him the last hug.
AJ, I saw you created that Dunk the Sun photo shoot the other day.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Bro, that was lit. It was super long though, cause you have to get the exact angle. But it was the pictures turned out super dope.
And I saw the hoopahs dedicated to your mom with the American flag, American flag. What was that like putting that together?
Yeah, I mean I've been tapped in with the hoopahs for like 2 years now. So they started in Chelsea, Massachusetts. So for me to have my mural on there and pictures on there, it was just super surreal.
What do you remember about the game against Kansas last season?
What I remember, we lost.
About Darryn's performance or anything?
It was a good performance. He only played a half. He had like 18. Played good.
What stood out about his game up against them?
What was your question?
What stood up about his game up against them?
Just his shot making ability. I mean, he's able to get to the mid range, able to get to the rim, able to shoot threes, heavily contested.
What's a dream brand partner that you would love to have that you don't currently have?
A car, so I don't gotta pay for a car.
And everybody knows you're a talented hooper, but what's a talent that nobody knows that you have?
A talent that nobody knows that I can have. I can fall asleep on planes. I don't think everybody can do that.
AJ, are you tight with any NBA stars, and what kind of advice do they give you?
Yeah, so I'm super tight with KD, Jaylen Brown, but they just try to give me advice on how they came up and being top high school recruits to top college recruits and then ended up being top picks and just trying to give me the advice to pay with.
AJ, first NBA jersey of a Rock growing up.
Kevin Garnett.
Celtics?
Yeah, Celtics.
Tough. Have you met him before?
Yeah, I did. He crazy.
Crazy. He's my favorite player too, so I appreciate that.
Okay.
Who's one media member in this room that you would be the most afraid to play the game of horse?
Jenny.
What?
Great.
You've seen my tapes.
Yeah, I mean, you all right though.
I'll take that.
AJ, you've kind of been in the spotlight for a long time. 8th grade, people talk to you, you're the #1 pick. How do you manage to not let all that go to your head and to be here today?
Just stay down and work. The media's gonna be, praising you and saying you're all these good things, but I still gotta go down and go work out. I still gotta live. I still gotta eat right. Just stay down and just continue my work ethic.
Regardless of where you end up, what kind of relationship do you want to have with BYU going forward?
I'm still gonna be in contact. I'm gonna try to go to games. Obviously, with my schedule, I don't know what games I'm gonna be able to go to, but if they play in the city that I'm in, I'll definitely go to the games.
We saw Dusty May today take the Mavericks job, leaving Michigan.
Yeah, I've seen
Do you think Kevin Young's going to stay in college?
Yeah, I think so.
He likes college?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know what's going on through his head, but I think so.
Have you talked to Bruce Branch at all?
Yeah, I have.
What would you tell him as he gets ready to go to BYU?
Yeah, I kind of told him just stay down. A lot of people are gonna have expectations to you, but just play your game. Don't try to do too much. And that system's perfect for him, so I think he'll be all right.
What do you think about Richie Saunders going in the draft?
I think he's still getting drafted. I know that his injury kind of hurt him a little bit, but I think him doing his interviews and when he'll be back 100%, I think some team will still take a chance on him.
We got to see him a lot at BYU. Is there maybe something more to his game that you saw behind the scenes?
I mean, his leadership. Like I said, when he went down, I kind of had to step up because he was our vocal leader. He was our glue guy. He was like the 4-year vet that everybody knew. But, I mean, he's older. He's wise. So I think teams should take a chance on him.
Before last season, I asked Keontae George if he had seen you, and he said he got to a practice and saw you. And he said you rose up and dunked on somebody. Do you know what he's talking about? Because nobody's seen the dunk.
Yeah. I can't post a dunk. It's one of my best friends, and I don't want to do him like that, but it was probably my best poster ever.
A teammate?
Yeah.
You don't
Last question, guys, okay?
I can't even do it.
AJ, do you view this as a competition with Darryn and Cam as far as who could be the #1 pick? And do you think it'll be a competition going forward in your NBA careers?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a competition. I mean, we're all trying to get to one spot, so if only one person could win, it's definitely a competition. But I think we're going to be playing against each other for a very long time.
Are you looking forward to seeing how they do as well in the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to do well. I think they're great players. I think they're going to play 15-plus years with their talent.
All right, there's the former BYU Cougar, A.J. Dybantsa. Now to the guy from Kansas who was picked to go #1 in the draft at the start of the year, slipped to 2, but now a lot of people think he might go 1. Although not everybody. Still a lot of people thinking he might fall to 2. Here's Darryn Peterson.
What was your first NBA jersey of a Rock growing up?
LeBron Cavaliers.
What color? Which one?
like the maroon, like red type.
You got that one?
Yeah, that one was fire.
And then, what's your all-time favorite individual basketball play from your entire career so far, at any level?
Entire career?
Yeah.
I gotta go with the dunk on BYU, right?
Hands down.
I think that's probably my best career play for right now.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
You're the man.
For sure, thank you.
And throughout this process, it's been always talking you're only focused on Washington. Is there any truth to you having gone in and visited with Utah over the weekend?
One more time.
Is there any truth to you having gone in and visited with Utah over the weekend?
Is there any truth in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we met. Yeah, we met.
You went to Salt Lake?
We met.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Good. Just like another Chicago kind of meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you leave that feeling with a good impression they're considering you there if you're not number one pick to Washington?
They all been similar. I can't really. Everybody got like a poker face right now. I can't really read anybody, but all the meetings went well.
Well, good luck with it all.
Appreciate you.
What's a dream brand partnership that you would love to have that you don't currently have?
DoorDash.
DoorDash? Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, DoorDash.
Fode Jones also said that one. And then everybody knows you're a talented hooper, but what's a talent that nobody knows that you have?
I think I'm good at video games. Probably video games.
What's your most talented video game that you
2K.
Okay.
Basketball related, but still game. But, yeah.
What's the team that you usually play with?
We play random, so like pick a team for you. I'm good with anybody.
More important, what console?
Yeah. Console, I'm Xbox all the way. Xbox.
Okay, what would your reaction be if you don't go one?
My reaction be?
If you don't go one.
Same reaction I would have if it was. I'm just blessed to be in this have the opportunity.
Do you feel you're the best player in this draft, and why?
For sure. And why?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to, but I think I prove it all the time.
John, do you feel like you're in competition with Cam and AJ for that number one spot, or how do you view kind of the top three picks?
I feel like I'm in competition with everybody in the draft. Yeah, I guess it's the top three, but I feel like I'm in competition with everybody.
Are you looking forward to seeing how those guys do in their NBA careers, also Cam and AJ in addition to you, and kind of how this whole class unfolds?
Yeah, they say our class is one of the best in the wild, so I'm going to be tapped on everybody's career.
Do you agree with that, and why? About how good this class is?
Yeah, I agree. I would say we're pretty good, but we don't know what our futures look like, but I think we're a pretty good class.
Darryn, what would you just say to the critics who kind of question, with all the injury stuff? And what would you say to people who question you as you get closer to the draft?
I'm back. Period. That's it.
What do you mean by I'm back?
I'm myself again. I'm feeling great, and never felt better actually. And I'm super excited.
Do you expect to play at Summer League?
Yes.
Yeah. Keontae George talked to you a little bit after the lottery. Do you remember what he said to you?
Actually, we talked about a trainer that works out with both of us. Just a little conversation about him.
You guys had the same agency. Have you guys talked previously?
Yeah, we rap a little bit. But
you spent a little time in Salt Lake City, the grind session, I think it was. Do you remember the town at all?
Yeah, I do. It was smooth.
What was your thoughts on Utah?
It was nice. I liked it. Seeing some mountains and stuff. It's a nice scenery.
Darryn, if you could have one song queued up when you get drafted, what would that be?
Drake. Star 67.
Hey, why that track?
You got some stuff on there I relate to.
Word. Who we found your pregame playlist?
Pregame? More Drake. I like that Iceman album, something like that.
Darryn, so everyone loves to ask players, what's going through your head 24 hours before the draft, but I want to know what's going through your mom's head.
Her mom's head right now. She's kind of super emotional. Want me to hold it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, she's like a little emotional right now. She's just taking it in.
Yeah, and then 3 emojis to describe your game.
3 emojis. I'll take the demon emoji, the purple demon. Ice, like the ice. I feel like I see some games, some cold plays, and the 100 emoji. I'm just 100 grand. Keep it 100 grand.
Thank you.
For sure.
Do you feel like you weren't able to show your true self the 1 year at Kansas? That that there is a narrative out about you that's not necessarily accurate?
One more time.
Do you think you weren't able to show your true self, and maybe there's a narrative out because of the time you missed that isn't accurate about you?
I think I showed everybody at the combine. They got all my medical and all this stuff, and I'm good now. So, I mean, it probably still is because I had a year like that, but I'm prepared to prove everybody wrong.
What do you think people years from now are going to kind of remember about you now that you feel like you're past all that health stuff?
I think they're going to forget about the health stuff for a couple years from now because my game.
Darryn, good to see you.
You too, good to see you again.
What do you take from this year from Kansas? Like, what's something you learned, and do you have a message for Kansas fans?
Something I learned? The stuff that's going to happen in your career that you can't control, but I feel like I did everything. I controlled everything I could control, and got through it. So,
what's your kind of like post-season workout like? Walking through into the day training.
I can't give you the whole spiel. They're gonna take my stuff, but definitely super intense. Coming off the year I had, I wanted to test my limits, and like I said, I'm feeling great. So,
are you extra motivated as you head into the league? Because
sure, nah, not even just because of that. Just I'm extra motivated person.
Darryn, you're so versatile. There's so many ways you can impact the game. What kind of feedback have you been hearing from teams in terms of what they like about you or even what they want to see more of? And also any kind of role that they've told you, we expect that we would slot you in here next year?
What I've been hearing that I'm good at, a lot of the teams tell me, like, we know what you're good at, like, but we want to see you be better on the defense side of the ball. You got the intangibles to be one of the best two-way players, so just stuff like that. And what was the second part of that?
Like, is there kind of any confirmation of, like, if we take you, here's where we expect to use you next year?
What I've been hearing, I'm coming in and being, like, one of the guys, being a franchise guy, and prepared for that.
At a lead guard, at a combo score?
Combo. Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure.
I apologize if this is fast. What was being selected first overall in the team?
I mean, a lot. Just I work super hard. Like I deserve it, but I'm just prepared to make the most out of whatever situation happens.
The Wizards has made a lot about that they want to be on this team.
Yeah.
What kind of leader are you?
Definitely lead by example guy. I want to be more vocal. I'm coming into that, but definitely lead by example.
Darryn, how do you feel like you fit with the Washington Wizards? How would you fit into the way they do things over there?
Fit great. I went out there and met with the staff and GMs and all that, and we connected, which is something huge for me. I want to have a connection with those guys. And on court, young core. I'm becoming in as a young guy and playing beside some of those guys I know, and I feel like I'm fit in perfectly.
John Wall, who was a former star point guard of the Wizards, said he thinks the Wizards should take you with #1 overall. To hear that, what does that mean to you, and how much would it mean to carry on his legacy and become the star of that team?
For sure. When I seen they got the first pick, I did my research as well, and I seen Washington's guard. They have good guards like David Arenas, John Wall, Brad Beal. So I think I can fit in well with that group.
And I saw a report that you worked out with Washington, but not Utah. Is that accurate? And if so, what went into that decision?
Yeah, I didn't make it to Utah. Just a decision we made.
Is Washington where you want to be?
Wherever I end up, I'm happy to be there.
Beyond Washington and Utah?
One more time.
Beyond Washington and Utah, did you have any communication with Memphis at all?
I did not. Well, we met in Chicago.
Utah's a team that's pretty ready to win. Is that something a situation you'd be excited to jump into?
Sure, yes.
You think you'd help right away?
No doubt.
All right, there's Darryn Peterson, AJ Dybantsa, and Cam Boozer. We're going to take a break. When we come back, what is trending? The headlines next.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car is gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.